Welcome to the If You Know You Grow podcast. My name is Chantel Braley, and I am going to be your host for the next however many minutes. This podcast has been created to help bring you behind the scenes of some incredible brands, hear some incredible stories, and make it so that it is no longer an if you know industry, because now it is all about if you know, you grow. All right, so we're back for another week, which is very exciting. And before I introduce this week's guest, I apologize in advance because I don't know where this is going to go, but this guest is kind of the purpose of why I wanted to start something like this, because she is widely known deep in the industry, but I feel like it's the conversations that we have after too many wines that have taught me so much, and she is just so amazing that I just felt it was too good not to have a chat with her. Or you, I should actually speak directly to you. So everybody, I would love for you to meet Jemma Fox, who is an incredible, I can't even call you one particular title because I think you've had so many lives so far in the industry.
Yeah.
But you are the person that I call when I don't know what to do, which I think you've probably laughed at some of the questions that I ask you, because your brain does work in my areas, but also works incredibly in areas where my brain absolutely shits itself. So can you please explain to everyone who you are? Introduce yourself, because that will be my explanation, because you are that person to me. But
that was a really amazing. I don't know how am I supposed to stack up to that? Jeez. Okay.
when we talk about unhinged group chats, Jemma is the unhinged group
unhinged
chat.
part?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
No, it's the group chat. It's the person that you come to. If you you've helped me through many things, even current 3PL issues, which I am currently so grateful for. But Jemma, who are you? Tell everybody about your career path. You're the self-proclaimed cowboy of e-commerce, but what does that mean?
Actually, somebody gave me that name, but I've just taken it and run with it.
Amazing.
So in short, ecom cowboy is I just like to get on the horse, kick it and run and shoot straight.
Okay.
So that's where it actually comes from. Kind of, it's a little bit like you just go and figure it out later.
Yeah.
I like to hack shit together. I'm not here for the pretties. I'm not here for the perfects.
Yeah.
Just kick the horse and go. Hold on.
I like this. As someone currently going through their country music era, I'm here for anything cowboy related, so that works. And I feel like that is the realistic side of what we deal with every day. Just no one would like to admit that, because everyone pretends as though they have a perfect plan. And I actually had someone today ask me, what are your hesitations with a 3PL? And my response was, something's going to go wrong. I just don't know what it is. So no matter what, I'm going to be hesitant, because that's my perspective on so many things that we do. It's just it doesn't matter what I do, something's going to go crazy. So I just need to figure it out when I get there. But for people who don't know you, so they don't have to look you up on LinkedIn, even though they can, because you provide the best content on LinkedIn, my favorite content. What have you done? Give us some career highlights so far.
Career highlights. I just talk a bit of shit on LinkedIn. So if you like a bit of shit, give us a little follow. I'm known for that. No, I've been lucky enough to be a part of some of Australia's most exciting brands in the last few years. From, I guess, my journey started at Culture Kings, just in customer service, which was amazing. Learned and saw some really amazing things through that journey. Moved to LSKD and then a couple of brands after that. Most recently, really proud of my journey at Lucent Globe, and I've just joined a new scale-up Endorphix, which if you haven't heard about us, you very shortly will.
Share what Endorphix is, because I think it's so cool.
So Endorphix is, essentially we're just going to shake up the shitty energy drink category along with the very harmful GLP-1 drug phase that is taking over the world right now.
Yes.
So what we've taken is the technology that you'll find, it's been around for years in nicotine patches, fentanyl patches, hormone replacement patches. And we've said, okay, if we can use that technology in medicine, why can't we use that in wellness?
Yeah.
So what we've done is put that technology in a patch. It's a transdermal patch. There's two. One's an energy patch. One's an appetite suppressant patch. You pop it on. Energy will give you up to 8 hours of sustained energy. So obviously 3 p.m. everyone's like, oh, a bit tired. Let me hit the Red Bull. Even if you're using the sugar-free, you still get the spike and the crash. This will eliminate that. You don't need it. So just put it on whenever you're feeling tired.
Amazing.
At 20-minute microdoses transdermally through your skin, bypasses gut digestion and liver metabolism. So you're only using active ingredients that are necessary. We don't need to impress your taste buds, anything like that. So that's your energy. Appetite suppressant, we've kind of gone, what are the 3 reasons we actually eat and become hungry? And we've chosen specific ingredients that attack those or address those issues.
Okay.
So you're looking at, oh God, I just had to pitch this back to back 40 times in the US to massive retailers, and now I blanked on it.
But because you're pitching to me, it's intimidating. So
whatever. No, so we've got like, you eat because you're tired, right?
Yeah.
So we've used yerba mate and green tea extract,
Yeah.
which boosts your energy. So at the end of the day, you're not going to be craving like sugars and carbs.
Yeah.
So that'll eliminate that. We also use 5-HTP, which is a precursor to serotonin, which
Amazing.
will boost your mood.
So good.
Means you're not emotionally eating.
Yep.
And then we use other things like forskolin, bitter orange, and capsicum, which are natural appetite suppressants.
Awesome.
So appetite, basically what we're doing is giving people an actual alternative that's not harsh, no shitty side effects to using GLP-1 drugs. It's a tool to help you form healthier eating habits.
Yeah.
And keep you in a calorie deficit without starving yourself, so you can train your body to eat better.
I feel like every single person in the e-commerce industry is just going to be like, this is exactly what I need.
Yeah, it's honestly great. Like Appetite gives you 12 hours of support.
Yeah.
So it's an all day, 1 a day thing. It's super cheap, and none of the shitty side effects. So I love it. I'm excited about it. I love a good product that takes a really stale, boring industry where you've just seen the same stuff on repeat over and over and over again, and just brings a completely new way of addressing that. The same thing we did with Lucent Globe. Obviously, I was lucky enough to be a part of their early journey, and they've shaken up that cleaning industry in a huge way by just bringing a brand new format.
And absolutely exploded under your leadership. So well done.
Thank
on
you.
On that side. So good. One, and like this is not what the purpose of the podcast is, but I love, because I knew about the caffeine side, obviously, of what Endorphix does. I love the other side of it. When I went to the US, I noticed the explosion of gummies in the market. And at first I was like, oh God, is everyone so lazy that like they can't just take a pill? And someone explained to me that it is a lack of accessibility, but then gummies create an issue with bioavailability. So it's like you've basically solved both issues. For someone who like doesn't get when I say accessibility, I never considered the fact that there are people who struggle to swallow pills, whether it's a sensory issue or whether it's a physical issue where they cannot do that. And then so they cannot access a lot of wellness products that they would need to improve their lifestyle. And then gummies, if you Google really quickly, you'll see that there's a lot of issues with what the gummy has versus what your body absorbs, which is what bioavailability is. So you really completely dominate in both those categories. It's so cool.
It is a really cool product. I think another way to say that as well is, you drink a coffee, you've probably got 80 to 120 milligrams of caffeine because you don't absorb all of that. Like it goes through your gut and your digestion. Our patches have 20 milligrams because that's all you actually need. But on the appetite side of things, GLP-1 drugs give you a synthetic, which makes your body stop then producing that. It's not a healthy alternative. It's a quick hack. It doesn't teach you the tools to be successful in future.
Yeah.
What we've provided people is a tool to help them live healthier lives, and we've made it affordable. So it is accessible and affordable for everyone. It's a sticker. Same as a Band-Aid, same application as a Band-Aid. So you also, get rid of those issues with people who can't swallow or I think it's a really cool product. I'm really excited where we can take it. It's grown massively. It's 18 months old, and I've just been brought on in the last few months to keep that trajectory going and expand into new markets like the US.
What a cool, I don't want to say project because it's like a full-grown company, but I think like when we often look at things, you're like, well, what ride am I going to jump on next? Like, what a cool product to be behind and concept to be behind, because it is like, that is very cowboy of you. Like, you're trying something absolutely new that you also will have to explain to every single person that you meet what your job actually is. Not that we didn't have to do that already, because, people probably think you build websites from scratch and that I post things on social media.
Yeah, I always get the question like, oh, how would you explain to your mum what you do for a job?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know, I just make people buy shit that they don't probably need. Or they do need, I'm not sure. Like, that's up to you. But I just make people buy shit online.
Yes.
And like, yes, it's safe to use your credit card details on my website.
When someone who doesn't know the brands that I've worked with, it always gives me this like exciting thing of like, I'm still not done yet. Like if you don't know, then I'm still not done. Then there's still something that I can do, because especially if you're in the demographic, you should have already known. What else can I do?
Yeah, I'm always looking for, I don't want to say like looking for the next opportunity, because I'm not. I'm very loyal to the brands that I do work with, but I think my particular skill set and my particular leadership lends certain things at a certain stage of a business. I can grow with the business, but I get very excited by, jumping on and a new, not trend, I don't want to say trend, but a new product that really solves a deep problem for people. I don't want to jump on another fashion brand or something that's a cut copy of something else. That doesn't excite me. That doesn't get me out of bed.
I think you literally built up for that like crazy scale startup phase, and I think that's probably something that like we've bonded over, that like big corporate doesn't really appeal to us. Our personalities are not suited to what they would expect and require of you, and I think that there's beauty in that. I think that keeps things really fun. You were a little bit humble in saying what you've done, because I think one thing that I find really interesting is that each of those brands that you brought up, Culture Kings, LS Katie, Lucent Globe, you were there from the scrappy days to the point where everyone basically knew who they were. And that's something really incredible to be a part of. With that comes a special level of knowledge of you existed before the big budgets did. So what is something that you've learned that, a brand can do in those stages when they don't really have the budget to be doing those things?
Definitely have existed before the budget.
Yeah.
And there's an art in that for sure. I think it's easy to get distracted by shiny things and what the big brand is doing and what the brand that is the loudest is using, what tool, who they've got, what events they're running. But bringing it back down and just going, what can I use, and am I using my tools to the best? Like, have I rinsed them completely and got everything I can out of that tool? I can guarantee you, if you're in the mindset of, we'll use that tool or that software later when we grow, you're not going to. If you don't use it now, you're not going to use it later.
Yeah, exactly.
And just having the skill set, I guess, to use your critical thinking and say, how else can I use this tool? How else could I use this person or this person's additional skill set that might fall outside their role? And just leveraging what you have to continue the growth. I think the best brands are built, I always say the best brands are built in the sheets. You don't need all the fancy dashboards and the tools. Like, sure, they're helpful, but is that the best use of your money when you have low budgets? So what's your biggest bang for your buck? Yeah. But what's also going to pay, I guess, for your next customer? Because that's what you're doing. Like you're all you're doing is making money to continue to pay for your next customer. Yeah.
Because it should be in that stage, like you should be in that, well, we have to invest everything back in because that's the only way you're going to get to the next phase.
Yeah. There's so many phases, I think, to growing a business, and what got you from, your first 10,000 to your first million is not the same as what is going to get you from 1 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 20. There's all of these stages that you go through as you grow a business, and every single one has a different requirement, but you have to be able to flex and grow with the brand.
Yeah, that is a big learning curve. I have been holding back a laugh while I've been speaking to you because I can't.
Holding back a cough. So.
Please cough. I've been holding back a laugh because when you said like brands are made in the sheets, and I think about the amount of times that I say fuck in that stage, I'm like, oh God, that is the best analogy.
Yeah. I mean, I swear a lot. Yeah. And if you've ever heard me speak at any panel, any conference, I swear to like really badly. It's actually disgusting how much I swear, but I don't care. And that probably comes from constantly being in a state of startup brand where everything is like, fuck. Fuck. Holy fuck. Like there's so many different ways I can say that, and I say that multiple times a day. Yeah.
It's okay. I was going to say we're fuck friendly. I'm just going to roll with that on this podcast. It's fine because I too have an extensive vocabulary, but tend to go back to the same couple words to really explain how I feel.
Universal word.
Okay, so you've worked with brands that are like, and I feel like Culture Kings was a lot more solid when you were there. There was the clear defined story. Simon is a king at building a brand, right? And then you've come to ones that are like maybe have solid purpose but don't have solid messaging. Like, what is the difference in how you operate between those two, and what are some pros and cons?
Yeah, so I joined Culture Kings. I was in, the customer service team, so not necessarily in e-com, and that was my first introduction into this industry. Established brand, everyone knows Simon Beard, he's an absolute genius at what he does. He's the GOAT, I think, of brand building, in my opinion. Pros of that, you have established customer, you have an established tone of voice, you know what you're working towards every single day, and you have those guardrails in place. The cons of that, sometimes you can't be as agile because you still are within guardrails that have already been written.
Yeah.
It's a pro and a con. Like, you learn to work with it. Moving into LSKD, I think I joined at a time where they were actually rewriting their brand story. They just stopped selling wholesale and they were going all in on D2C.
You're in the rave cave.
I was in the rave cave.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in the rave cave days. I was actually before the rave cave existed.
Wow.
Yeah.
The rave cave, and like, you'll explain this better because I never went to the rave cave. I would just have calls with people in the rave cave. It was just like a little tiny office with no windows. Is that kind
It
of...
wasn't even an office, to be fair. It was actually a warehouse at the back of the office. And It was really dark, no windows. And when we moved the warehouse out, we used to have team meetings in there, and there was 30, 40 of us crammed in this little like low ceiling, no lights, best vibes, best ideas came out of those meetings, and it just got called the rave cave.
Okay.
So
obsessed.
I don't know, it stuck, and it's carried over to their new HQ as well, so it's part of the legacy.
That's so good. But yeah, sorry, on that, you were there, when Jason had decided, I'm not going to do this wholesale side, I'm going to move D2C, which was like, I remember chatting to him about it in like, I think it was like October 2018. And I was like, whoa, risk, big move. Because business was stable with his wholesale. It wasn't what it is now, but like, it was still a good business, So yeah.
I think Jace saw something more, and he just spoke with such conviction about his vision for the brand. And he did such a great job at, getting everyone on the bus, getting the right people on the team, and really driving the mission and values, which was actually built by the team. But that brand is such a mission-led brand and values-led brand, and they live and breathe that every single day, and that's what drives them. That is their brand story. They've got such loyal customers from probably 15 years ago now in the motocross days, and that's how I actually knew about LSKD from when I was 16 years old. I had a boyfriend at the time who used to rock around in loose kid gear, and Jason's wife Ali used to work at my office at my high school. So it was such a local thing to see that kind of expand and evolve into what it is today has been really cool. But I learned so much working at LSKD about being a mission-led and values-led brand.
What do you think your biggest learning was there?
The power of community, true community. I think the power of true community was what I really learned there, and putting your customer first.
Yes.
So Jade, if you ever speak to Jade, she lives and breathes customer, and she's someone who I think has very much shaped the path of that business in the customer side of things. But yeah, the true value of community and how that compounds over time. We hear community thrown around a lot in our industry, and not every brand needs a community.
And if I'm such a firm believer of that. Yeah,
there's a difference between community. There's a difference between following in a cult or virality. They're very different things.
Yes,
but they do true community, and true community to me is you have to invest for the future, and there will be no direct tie of ROI in community. You have to do it because it's the right thing for your brand and what you are trying to build over time, and you just have to believe that it will compound over time and build your brand for you.
It's such a, if you build it, they will come, which, like the HQ, letting people use the HQ for free, where they are not selling LSKD products, and where there is a team member there to help you with your event. There is no clear ROI to that ever. I mean, I'm sure there's probably times where no one even buys something from the store, even though they probably could. And that to me shows that they are in it for the concept of actual community and not just tying it back to what the return on investment is.
100%. And the return on investment in hindsight has been huge.
Oh, so much.
And I'm sure that was always the end goal. But, you know, I remember us going from two people, I think it was Tegan and I can't even remember who the other person was at the time, but being the partnerships team, and they were reaching out to gyms and F45s and fit stops and gifting them product. And that team, I think when I left, was 13 or 14 people. It's probably bigger again now. So yeah, they were just like, hey, the goal this year is to gift $1 million worth of tights. Like, that number was picked from thin air, but it was the goal, and we knew that if we built it, they would come. If we gift it, they will come.
Yeah. And that's during a time where competitors, I don't know how much you would know that, but like having worked for a competitor during a couple years beforehand, you were lucky to get a 20% discount if you were a part of the community.
Yeah.
So to get something for free is huge. Like, especially because it's great product. Like, I still have some OG rep tights. Like, it's awesome product. There was no reason that it needed to be free, but it created community.
It created community, but it just got people on the bus. You know, we're gathering actual feedback from the trainers, from you know, run club leaders. How do you actually like the product? As a person who wears this stuff every single day and who we're creating the product for, give us the feedback. That's one side of it. Those people were then on the bus almost as an extension of the team, as an employee, and folding in their communities into the bigger community. And that's what they've done so well, is find existing communities, but they've invested heavily. It's not just, oh, hey, let's give you guys a discount and expect that you buy from us. It's, let's actually embed ourselves in these communities. Let's put on run clubs. Let's turn up to their first birthday of their gym opening. And yeah, I think they've done a really great job at folding in other communities.
Yeah, it's done so well. I love your passion about this, because I think, you know, you talk about how you started in customer care, and then, you know, you've moved into so many different roles, but you've also held GM titles, head of marketing titles. And I think I love searching for people in customer care to pick out and pull out, because you've been in the trenches, you understand the voice of the customer, you understand the teething problems likely better than whoever is sitting at the top in operations. And by someone taking that chance on you and giving you that voice, you've been able to curate these amazing experiences across brands that have absolutely exploded.
Yeah, I think my time in customer service has been the foundation of everything that I've done in my career. It's the last, I guess, cog in the flywheel. You see the end result of everything that you've built before that. You're hearing directly from your customer. You're the voice of the customer. You now have the power to go and change that. So I think understanding customer journeys from that perspective really helped me in every other aspect of my career. And I would encourage anyone who works in this industry to spend actual time in a customer service team. It will change your perspective.
I still go in and will read emails from customers, and I go, and none of it is for me to track that people are doing their jobs, because particularly at NH, like Brookie, she's phenomenal who does the customer care. I would never need to check her ever. But I'm like, I just want to see what people are saying. Like, what's going on? And I want to read it for myself and see it for myself and perceive that, so that I know that I don't have, you know, bias of whatever feels really urgent at the time. Because your customers literally your best resource.
100%. Not to like extend on just like reading. That's a great way to get feedback really quickly. Actually go through your processes. Replace somebody's order. See what happens when their order doesn't get delivered. What are the steps you have to take? You will go and then change every process in your business. And that's where I guess progressed out of customer service was, hey, we've got these processes that aren't quite working. You know, how can we better the returns process here? And that just let me get my claws in and change it. And that's, I guess where it all, that was the launch pad, I suppose.
Yeah. I think that too, like, helps people be really savvy with their businesses, because one thing with any brand that's been looking at a 3PL, what's really daunting is you're looking at every single, like, there's a cost to every action point. Every single thing has a cost. And oftentimes you'll have a process with friction, and it's because you're not thinking of the touch points that you even have to do internally, which could be costing your business money because it's not efficient, or providing a horrible customer experience, which I would rather retain someone than pay for someone new.
Yeah, you burn the trust, that's gone. You can't. No amount of ad spend will get a customer back that the trust has been annihilated.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so one of the brands that you've come from, I'm not sure which one. I think it might be LSKD, but there's this concept of move fast and break shit. And I think we touched on that like a little bit in even you introing a core value of who you are. What does move fast and break shit mean? And how is that applied in e-commerce?
So move fast and break shit is one of LSKD's 6 core values. But not speaking to it necessarily there, but across the board, move fast and break shit in my eyes is get it to 80% and test it.
Yeah.
If you wait for perfection, the window's gone. Break stuff to rebuild it as well. Like, just because something works doesn't mean it can't be done better. Like, fiddle around with settings. Just test something. Like, change the color of a button, see what happens.
Yeah.
The only things I wouldn't, like, break intentionally would be, like, checkout processes and things like that, obviously. Like, smash the glassware, but don't burn the house down is what I like to say. Okay. Smash the glassware, don't burn the house down. Like, just keep moving quickly. You need to remain agile because the window is going to be gone. So you need to be able to break some processes to take an opportunity if it arises. Yes. Even if it's outside of your normal, hey, we have to go through a 25-step approval and give the blood of a virgin and your firstborn child to make a choice in a boardroom. Like, if the fucking opportunity is there, take it.
Yeah, I often feel like if you have that over, like, it's too much of a process, you lose the window of opportunity because with any new trend that's coming out, you only have the point of like that new trend actually working. And then when that new trend, like once everybody's onboarded something, it's no longer magical because then it just becomes the expectation for people to have whatever technology it is or 100%. whatever option.
100%. Like, move fast and break shit. Yeah, it's just about progress over perfection. Yeah. So get it to 80%. It's controlled chaos. It's controlled chaos in the way that you have to just keep ticking away and trying new things. Otherwise, you're just going to be stale and no one cares about you anymore.
Do you think controlled chaos ever goes away?
For me, no.
Yeah.
I think for some people, yes. When you get to a certain size, maybe. Yeah. Up to probably 100 million, I don't think so. Controlled chaos needs to exist for you to continue to grow.
Yeah, I agree with the same thing. I think when controlled chaos starts to stop, it's because you're not being agile. It's because you're not being innovative. You're literally just accepting what you have as the best case scenario. And like, I love competition because there's so many customers in the world. Like, let's all get it. But that comes with an element of controlled chaos. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't feel controlled.
You're complacent. If controlled chaos stops in your business, you're now complacent.
Yeah, that is, I firmly believe in that. Have you had something, like, when did you break shit and it actually be like a and you can give this with like as little context as possible so that you're not like sharing any real deep tea, but
it wasn't actually like, I'm gonna deflect blame here, but no, it wasn't actually something within my control, but I did choose, I guess, to move fast rather than slow down to capture a window. Last year, Black Friday launch, so we were using a page builder prior, like 6 months earlier. I stopped using the page builder. We moved everything into actual, blocks and sections in our theme. I didn't back out the code of the page builder, and I knew I should have done it, but I was like, I don't have time. I've got other shit to do. I'll do it later. So midnight, I launched Black Friday. I'm up, tired as hell. Launch the theme, and it wipes. And I was like, well, that's fucked.
Oopsie.
Anyway, so luckily, our development team, which is Darren and Ali, who you've worked with quite well. Ali's a night owl, so I'm like, yo, I need you to get online, like get on a call with me right now, like shit's blowing up. And he's like, I've never, what the hell? And no matter what we did, we duplicate the theme, republish it, it would wipe. All the settings, everything I'd worked on, all the merchandising for, I don't know, weeks in advance for Black Friday would not go live. And I'm like, our ads just went live at midnight with millions of dollars of ad spend behind them. Like, shit. Like, where's the nearest window right now? That's where I was at. I was so tired. So I knew I moved too quickly. I should have backed out. I should have spent the time and backed out that page builder code. So it didn't do that. That's what kept overriding it. We'd never seen it before. So we had to just, I had to edit a live theme.
Oh,
This is a low point in my career. I had to edit a live theme with every element, merchandising, banners, every single element on our website had to be edited in a live environment just so we could get it live.
yeah.
And then the next day I was tired as hell and had to work on getting that back in that code out.
Yeah.
That was an O.
But you've learned something from that.
I learned something. And apps leave traces of shit. Delete
Yes.
them. Don't download apps just for fun.
Yeah, it always helps. I actually had it's funny you say like the live environment thing. I had a team member, and I feel like any teams that I work with, I have so much trust because I'm so grateful to work with them. And someone had a great idea, so they wanted to apply a banner to a collection page, and it was an offer with a discount code, and next minute it is on every collection page because she edited the live theme. And she called me and she's like, I really fucked up. And I was like, oh, it's fine. Like, we'll figure it out. Like, the amount of things that I've broken,
Yeah. 100%.
the times that I've also had something go live on Black Friday, like, and it wasn't correct. The thing is like, I never do that again.
Yeah,
And
you
that's
learn
just,
from it.
I think that's just a part of like the role that we're in when we deal with technology. You're gonna fuck up at least once, probably 2 or 3 times. But then once you understand what caused that, you stop doing it and you're better for it.
100%.
hope.
My biggest learnings have come from fuck-ups.
Oh,
Or
so
like,
much.
oh, shouldn't have touched that button.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
then you
that
have
does.
conviction about the process because you're like, oh, I've learned that I am indeed the problem and I cannot do that again.
Yeah, but I think that's what move fast, break shit comes down to. If it's like that's a little bit of a crazy scenario, like a Black Friday launch is a bit out of it. But you know, if you're gonna change the color of a button or you're gonna add a discount code, like we're not saving lives here. We're selling supplements. No one is gonna die because you added the discount code on every page. Yeah, it sucks. It's fixable. No one's dying. Like we can
This
fix
is
it.
true.
And
Yeah,
then
I'm
you
like,
won't do it again.
we aren't flying planes. We aren't heart surgeons. Like I'm so glad that like we're just selling cool shit.
Yeah, we're
And
just
I love
selling
it.
supplements.
But we're just selling it.
I mean, we are saving lives because our supplements are fantastic, but
It's a long-term life-saving thing though. Like it's not life or death in that instant.
we're not in the ED.
Yes. No.
This is elective surgery.
Yeah. It's like almost like plastic surgery in the fact that it's definitely elective, but it's amazing for you.
Yeah, but you should still buy our stuff.
Yeah.
Elect to buy it.
Yeah. I agree with this. I think that never mind. This is a whole new tangent that we don't need to go on. Of just like, yeah. Okay.
It's the first one though. The first tangent.
Maybe. Okay, so you're always the person that I come to ask opinions on new technology. And I think that, you're so respected in the industry with this, with trying new things. What are you looking at that's cool or that you think people should start implementing or that you're implementing?
Yeah. For me, it's about optimizing. I don't want to be the dick that says optimizing for AI, but optimizing for AI. Just testing new tools, learning about them, seeing what leverage you can get to keep your team lean and help you move faster. That's not, going to hamstring you down the track. And it could be as simple as like the Shopify knowledge base. Like just get your head around it. Understand how, SEO is going to change with AI. Understand how video commerce is going to change things.
What resource are you using like currently that you think is most impactful for that? Because I think AI, it's that mix between being really overwhelming with how it's going to hit us and then also just like a big ass blast of really bad information with people trying to do cash grabs.
Yeah.
So like how are you resourcing so that your brand is competitive but that you're making the most educated decision you can?
Yeah. I think Claude has a really good integration with Shopify and how you can understand your analytics a little bit better, just at that deeper level. So it's almost like having a bit of a data lake that you can find insights and actionables.
This was Claude.
Claude. Yeah.
Claude. Oh, see, I was like, I've never heard of this.
Yeah. It's really good. It's the other one that I like. There's heaps. I don't know. I'm on the fence with the image generators.
I'm currently anti-image generator because I'm yet to see one that I feel like doesn't give me uncanny valley or like where I can't tell that it's AI. So I'm cool if it's like the purpose of it is it's or something organic and it just kind of like sits there and it's not necessarily filler content, but it's like low execution cost, low impact. But anything, I get weird about, someone was talking to me today about like having all their products just be AI renders. And I was like, ooh, I don't think AI's nailed drape yet. I don't think AI has nailed like, and Levi's maybe has with AI. We're not Levi's. So like, let's not.
Yeah, I think I'm fine for them to use them for like ad statics and stuff,
Yeah.
right? The quick iterations,
Yeah.
something that people can see. It's not a legitimate person. Where I think it crosses the line is where you encroach on authenticity.
Yeah.
Massively.
I think an energy company like created an AI ad and then like they stopped it a couple seconds in and then talked about how that was all bullshit and like they did it on purpose. And I loved that because it was attention grabbing because I didn't like that it was AI. And then they went back to like how the first 10 seconds or however many seconds, it wouldn't have been very long, was just completely fake. And I'm like, oh, I love that.
I think there's uses for it. I think don't get caught up in the shit. There's a lot of shit slingers. There's a lot of cereal box AI experts out there right now.
So many.
That are just, it's a land grab right
Yeah.
now. Go to the people who have done this for a long time.
Yeah.
This AI isn't new. It's been around for a really long
Yeah.
time. It's just been more publicly available
Yeah.
in recent years. So look to the people who have been doing this for a long time and they will tell you,
Yeah.
or you'll learn from them what is actually worth investing your time in.
Exactly.
Versus what's just a bit of a shit show. Kind of, give me your cash.
Yeah.
I'll change your life.
Oh my God. And there's so many of them.
So many.
So many of them.
So many.
Okay, so if you could give your younger self or someone who's just starting out, a founder, one mantra about growth, what would it be?
Ego is what drives you, but ego will be what drives you off a cliff if you don't exercise it with humility.
Oh my God, please unpack what that means or what you
Okay.
mean by it. I'm obsessed.
So ego is what's going to get you out of the gate, right? You have to have some level of ego to want to own a business.
Yeah.
To grow, to push your business further. Like you have to have some level of ego. There's nothing wrong with ego unless you don't exercise it with humility, right? So if you're not humble and you're not like, hey, I'm not the smartest in the room, or, you know, I'm not the best in the world, or whatever, it's going to be what drives you off a cliff. It'll be your blinder.
Yeah.
It will be what, I think it's like what will make you horny for attention, but not hungry for attention. There's a difference.
Yes.
So do things and make choices because they're going to drive your business further, not because they're going to make you feel better.
Yeah. There is that like fine line too between, and like I want everyone to show up with confidence and like I can say like I'm confident, I know what I know, but I think there's so much power in the fact that I don't know everything.
Yeah.
And I love that I know that I don't know everything. And I feel like that's always been a thing like within our friendship as people who like really respect each other for work. Like we're both like, what do you think? Does this sound like a good idea?
9 times out of 10, it's no. It doesn't sound like
Yeah.
a good idea. But yeah, I think ego is going to get you started and it's going to take you far. But remember that you don't know everything, and there are people who have done it before. Respect that. You know, look to continually learn, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And know your weaknesses. Know your weaknesses is a huge one.
I think too, maybe even, and I think this would be hard, but like, can you start to recognize when people let their ego get in the way of their success? Because I often think that some of the stories that we hear, like the downfall, I actually look at it and I'm like, it wasn't a bad ad strategy. It was actually your ego.
I think that, and this might be blanketing, we probably see that as non-founders
This is true.
more than founders themselves see that, because
Yeah.
we are one step removed. You know, our house isn't on the line,
Yeah.
our job's on the line, but we're not going to die. So I think that, yeah, people in our position kind of see that overstep.
Yeah.
And you have to, I think if you're going to hire people, you know, in our positions to do the jobs that we do, trust us and give us that autonomy and have that relationship with us where we can say to you, hey, is this ego or is it driving the business forward? Hey, I think you're getting, you know, what's the decision?
I think that's true. Like we can have that view because we can see it that way, even though we work as though, and I think, you know, this kind of comes like with a commonality of, again, us getting along so well, is that like we do work as if our name's on the door. We do work as if our house is on the line. We've both overworked and had to humble ourselves and be like, maybe you should take a day off. maybe you need to relax a little bit. But it means that we can at least be emotionally removed with like the ego side of it, because like we just want to make the best thing for them and do the best thing for the person that we're supporting, as opposed to the best thing to inflate ourselves.
100%. And I made this mistake much earlier in my career where I probably let my own ego, even as a non-founder, just as an employee, my ego or desire to be the best or be recognized maybe hindered my growth or my relationships in the workplace or at home. And I've been humbled very, very quickly with that. And I've had some great, strong leaders that were able to give me that feedback.
Yeah.
Probably didn't take it on initially, but I have now. And now I'm able to like take that into my leadership journey as well, and sort of make sure I give feedback to the people that I lead. But we'll always work like our name's on the door. But we have that one step removed where we get to see things with a little bit of a different lens. Yeah.
I think I said in an episode, and someone laughed at it, that like I have a bit of a praise kink, and it goes back to like good girl. Oh yes, I am. But it's because of the fact that like you want to be told that, you know, you're doing everything well, and oftentimes you put so much of yourself into something because you just want that praise. And like that's our job, to deal with the fact that we have praise kinks. But
we both have praise kinks. We have deep-seated childhood issues. Both of us.
For me, it's
just
like
tell us we're doing a good job.
Yeah, if you're not, you know,
no, I'm kidding.
Not Pokemon. I forgot like the Pokemon one. Like it's like, why are you Pokemon trainer and not Pokemon whatever? And I'm like, yeah, that is the thing. Like if I don't think I'm doing 120%, then I don't think I'm doing enough. But I think that like that's led us to downfalls and learnings, but it's also led to really great success. Like I cannot express how much I've loved watching you touch different businesses and seeing them explode and seeing them innovate rapidly and fast, and knowing that like you are a part of that story and mission, and that you're driving that machine. Like it's been incredible to watch.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I could tear up.
You're welcome.
Oh, that was my praise. You
stroked that.
You scratched the itch. Like I definitely have a desire. I push myself so hard for myself, but I also want to do a great job for the business that I'm building. Probably to my detriment. I put too much heart and soul into it, and you know that's why I've had to step back from a recent role as a GM. I loved the role, I loved the business, but I was too committed. I don't think many people leave a job because they're too committed to the job. But yeah, it was too committed, and it was actually impacting relationships at home, my child, my daughter, things like that. So I had to make the really tough decision to step back and do what was right, and recenter myself so that I could move forward into the next business. And give my all again, but with a boundary that's been held.
Okay, so we are going to end with my, I guess, kind of favorite little, not my favorite, but I feel like it's where I've gotten a bit of praise, and we've just touched on that. We're going to end with Smash or Pass. So the rules with Smash or Pass are simple. If it's something that you absolutely love and you're here for it, it's smash. If it is something that you do not love, it can be pass. You can give as little or as much context as you'd like. But for everybody listening along, Jemma has no idea what I'm going to ask her. So this is the fun side. So the first one, moving fast and breaking customer trust.
Pass. Hard pass.
Do you think that there's a way that you can move fast and break shit and not break customer trust?
Absolutely. 100%. I would move fast on anything that does not impact customer trust. I couldn't care less how much it impacts internal strain or puts internal strain. Go for it, test it, learn from it. If it's going to potentially break customer trust, pass. Hard pass. Slow down.
Agree 1,000%. So the next one that I have for you is outsourcing fulfillment or logistics before you feel ready. And I know that's not a sexy topic, but I feel like it's something that I really trust your view on.
Smash, if it makes sense for your business. Outsourcing fulfillment doesn't make sense for a lot of businesses. It makes total sense for others.
Yeah.
So I think it's understanding what are your goals as a business? What makes sense for you? Where are you willing to invest your money and time? Because there's a lot that comes with owning your own fulfillment.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of headaches that come with outsourcing. So
what about someone who's looking at the US right now and they're like, do I?
If you're an Australian brand and you're looking at the US at the moment, outsource.
Yeah. 1,000%.
It's a different, I've just spent a month in the US. It is a different game. Different game, different landscape. Very, wildly different to Australia. Get the experts on board. The best thing with outsourcing, do it for a little while until you're at a point where you can build your own, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like most brands I know never actually build their own because they just find a good partner. And I mean, that's going to be as good as your vetting process for the person that you're working with.
It's definitely about finding the right partners as well.
The next one, I really would like your opinion on because I think that you've seen both sides of this. Hiring senior talent, even if it cripples your budget.
Can I sit on the fence?
Okay. Ooh, all right.
Sit on the fence because if it makes sense for your brand, and it depends on the talent.
Yes.
It depends on the talent. If you have someone that you're like, that is the right person for my business at this point, and they are going to get me to the next stage, and that person can do, fill a few gaps, or they're going to be a great support and a great leader for people, who they are leading, I think smash. If you're hiring just because you're looking at their resume and you're like, oh, they've worked at this brand and that cool, the brand is a cool brand, pass. That doesn't mean shit. Where somebody has worked before means shit.
Yeah.
I've hired some great senior leaders and just great people in general that have worked at some fantastic brands. You take them out of that environment with all the resources, all the tools and all the support, they can't actually do their job.
Yeah.
So if your only reason is because of what is on their resume, pass.
I think that goes back to the ego thing, right? Like, are you fueling your ego because you've been able to say that this person comes from a big box retailer, or are you hiring someone because they have a skill set and they're adding value and they're aligned culturally with where you want to go?
It has to be a culture ad. And I got a lot of traction on a LinkedIn post about culture fit versus culture ad. And that's such an important thing when you're hiring anyone at any level. Making sure they're a culture ad, not just because they're a cookie cutter of what you want or who you aspire to be as a brand. So smash or pass, depending.
So really, I think it goes back to like, what's your origin story and why are you making this move?
Yep.
If you're making it from the right place, then it can be a smash. If you're making it from the wrong place, hard pass. And also, I think we've both experienced both in our careers.
100%. And maybe sense check the hire with somebody else first.
Yeah. Get your own group chat. Because I don't want you to steal Jemma. Like, you probably can. But, like, don't get your own group chat and then ask, is this a good idea? What do you think?
Yeah. Also, don't hire senior talent. This is something I'm very passionate about. Don't hire senior talent and expect them to be a silver bullet that solves the world's problems.
Yeah.
You have to also give them the autonomy to do what they're good at.
Yes.
And sometimes that needs additional resources or budgets and things like that for them to actually do what they're good at.
Exactly. I so fully agree with that. Sometimes people will ask me things and I'm like, I can give you the theory, but I am not the person that you want on your CapCut. It will take me 5 times longer to edit the content. But I can tell you the direction you should go in, but you should really hire someone who is great at this and they will work so hard for you and like, let's find that person together. And that's usually 100%. A conversation I have.
I could tell you what great ad content looks like. I could tell you what great organic content looks like. I can tell you what will be a winning ad. I couldn't film it.
Yeah. Do you know what trend like we could really do? It's like the one where it's the word art and it's like my graphic designer has gone. That's the level that you could expect from us. And I think that trended for 1 quarter. The trend has now died. So don't do that now. Yeah. But it worked while it was there. And that's the only time we could.
But we could write you the most elaborate, stunning strategy. But I can't use CapCut.
Yeah. I learned during my Bali trip, which is why I produced all those great unhinged videos. And then, but it did take me 5 hours to do 3 videos. So
can use well.
Yeah, can physically get there. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for jumping on. Is there anything that you'd like to share before we wrap up?
No, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. You've definitely scratched my praise kink today. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. You've said amazing, kind things to me. And
they're all true. And they're all things that I've witnessed. And, everyone should just find Jemma on LinkedIn so that you can read the updates about disappointment around bunning sausages because it's entertaining. And then the great thing is everyone else loves the content. So you get great feedback from everyone else who's also joining in the commentary. And it's my favorite part of LinkedIn to engage in.
Yeah, I just kind of take the piss out of LinkedIn, to be honest.
I love that. I love
I'm
that.
just a piss taker. See a pot and I'll stir it.
E-commerce cowboy / pot stir / piss taker.
Rock on.
There we go. Great resume. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.